everybody. I was dancing, forgot what I was supposed to do here. Welcome to your Daily Fix with NFA OFC. It is Tuesday, February 27th. Is it Tuesday? Wednesday for some people. And we are not financial advice, of fucking course. Hey, everybody. I'm so glad you're all here. Pope is still on location in Vancouver Island. He'll be joining us from his snowy location in a moment. Today, going to be a short one today, just because the internet was a little squirrely yesterday, so I don't know how long it'll last. But money flow cycle first gives us a heads up on how the money's moving in the market, so we can make better decisions. People, nothing emotional. And then we're going to do EGLD for NDO. Before we finish, we'll probably do that from scratch, I'm assuming. And then we'll say goodbye to you because, it's time to get in bed. It's freaking cold here. What's up, guys? Poperific.
It is cold. I haven't been in snow in so long, and it's been snowing the last little while. Man, I can't wait to get out of this country.
I can't wait to hear you stop complaining about it.
Oh. It is going to be quick because the internet here isn't the greatest, and I don't get a lot of the time since being on the road to look at the market. So we are looking at this with fresh eyes. So let's get into what's going on. We always talk that the crypto total market cap is the boss. When we're looking at this, we want to know how much money is coming into the market, how fast, and when, to the best of our ability. And we've finally broken through this 2 trillion. And we were talking about a while ago how we had to get out of this consolidation box and get into this above 2 and hold it. And we have. And this is freaking exciting. This is what we've been waiting for. I remember when this was a dream target. Well, we now know we've already been over 3 trillion. We're 1/3 of the way of the all-time high. And we did it relatively quickly. And I don't think we've seen nothing. I really don't. So let's move this box.
What do you mean we haven't seen nothing?
If you think you're seeing big returns right now,
Everybody's here. I'm so stoked. Hey, everybody.
Everybody's like, what's going on? It's crazy. So we can see now in this consolidation rectangle of the past, we're right in the middle of it at 2 trillion. This is now where we're fighting between this high 198s to the low 21s. And before we were down just in here that we were fighting. I said that 2, the psychological number we want to break. We've done it. We're in here. Now, we can see we have a big chunk in here. We could cut it up higher and say we're testing the bottom if we want. Remember when we talk about these? Oh, that was a... Give it to me, comma. We can say right now we're fighting to stay in this market, this 2.08 mark. Resistance, lots of action support in the past in this area, lots of resistance and support in this lower area. If we break out, we're coming back down to these low 2s. And we're starting to see now how much these numbers mean. We're seeing these big jumps in percentages. Everybody's getting excited. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Look how much money we're making. It's great. Yeah. Sure, you're taking profits. But if you're long hold, these are the kind of things we're talking about. And the more money that we start seeing come in, with this, these altcoin runs start to go even more. And the 1%, when we were always been talking about get that 1% per day, 3,700% a year. 1% is also just making sure you're not thinking like the 1%, the different, taking those profits on the swing trading budget and having your other stuff, your dry powder and everything else ready to go. So that's what we just did on the daily, zoomed in on what happened in the past. Right now, this is the consolidation area in there that we're trying to get into. We seem to be holding the line resistance. The next two down in the past were these two lines, these twos we were talking about, that we were trying to break out from the 1/8 to the high 1/9s, mid 1/9s. And we know these spaces in between the consolidations are typically quick. And we're looking for the bigger areas with that. So we hold this line from the market cap. Even if it just comes down a little bit, we are doing good. We want to bounce around and retest this area and go off again. Ooh, yeah, leggy internet. Love it. Please don't hold me accountable to squiggles on holidays. Well, not
Based on everything that's happening, do you think that it will happen faster than what you've just drawn?
Oh, it could absolutely. It could happen tomorrow. It could happen next hour. And that's why when I'm trading actively, as opposed to slow trades, I can go away for a while, not have to worry. I'm looking at these on the 2 hours, the 1 hours. Because
then you're going to see that consolidation, right?
Yeah, like this is my job, right? So this is what I am doing on the 9 to 5. If I'm doing this on the 9 to 5, I'm not looking at it on the dailies. There'll be times I'm looking at this on the 30 minutes. Because I know money moves. And if we follow that movement, we make money. You'll see how fast we went through this. And how fast it leaves. And we're talking big dollars. People might look at this and go, from the height there to the bottom of that wick to which was support, that's $34.5 billion in 34 minutes. Or sorry, 30 minutes. That's a lot of money. But we've been stabilizing in this 2.08, 2.07. This is good. This is healthy. There hasn't been panic to take it out. It doesn't seem like there's critical greed in the market entirely yet when we look at the amount of money coming in. Yeah, we've had some pullback when we look at the largers. Of course we have. This makes sense. This is where we want to float between on the dailies. And we want to start to take off. Now, this might take us this amount of time. We might be able to go, okay, now this is going to come up into here for a while. This happened. I don't know if we drew that to actually measure dates, but
I'm going to just quickly remove myself because I think my son who is gaming is making my internet soup's leg too. So you keep talking. I'll be right back.
I'll keep doing my thing. So it would be nice to see this happen in this area. And the reason we want this is because this is healthy after a lot of ups. We talk about healthy retracements and pullbacks. This was not fun. That was a big down. Right? So this is where we would like to see this rectangle here that happened here is what I'd like to see happen here. I'll leave it. We'll leave it in there, and we'll probably redraw everything on Monday because the internet here, like I said, is a little laggy. But right now, everything we've been talking about with the market, how it's behaving, it's exactly what we want to see, and you should be excited. If you've been watching this and you're in position, you should be excited if you're now on the sidelines and you've finally been like, oh yeah, I'm excited, I'm going to get in, but you have the FOMO, there is so much opportunity and time left. Actually, let's just go back, because we just looked at this with price action. Yeah, we've got nothing but legs to run, just like we've been talking about. So here's where we want to see this consolidation take off, a little bit of a pullback and go. And whether our next go box is the tip of this line, I don't know. But yeah, we are very healthy right now. And I would expect some little pullbacks, ups, downs. So if you are on the sidelines with capital and you're finally waiting to get in, wait for the red day. It's coming. Yeah, it's, the FOMO is crazy when you're seeing everybody posting their wins and how great everything is. They don't cash out in the first red day is, they're not posting as much typically. Dominance has jumped up quite a bit. And we were talking about that making sense because so much money has come in. So a lot of that money is going into Bitcoin. Absolutely. This little tiny pull down was why we had an alt run. It's holding here. We do not want to see dominance go up. This is where, unless market cap massively goes up again, because it means a lot more money is flooding in, this is where we like to see it go down, as long as the market cap is the same, because that's our alts. That's when our alts run. So right now on the daily, this is good. We're starting to see the curl on the 4 hour. It's looking like it's time for us to start coming back. This is what I like to see. And if you follow me enough, 4 hours are typically my favorite time frame to watch for the bigger picture. When you're in the nuance, if you're looking at something brand new, like we're about to for some, then you start zoomed out. But here we are, critical, time to come down, time to see some alt runs. When I say we haven't seen nothing yet, you haven't seen nothing yet. And I'm not here to be like, oh, all grandiose. Bitcoin, all we did was take this squiggle from down here and move it up. It is doing what we want it to do. Just like we were talking about with our dominance and the money coming in, we want to see healthy consolidation. We can't just keep going straight up. Straight up is not healthy. Straight up in chunks, consolidating, a little bit of retracement, straight up, consolidating, a little bit of retracements. That's what we want to see. We have been in the price zone of what we've been talking about in the last 36 shows so frequently. There is nothing that's been a surprise yet. This game is strategy, patience, execution, taking profits. The hunt is our execution. We look for where we find good entries. There are, as Supreme said a few days ago, there are trends in crypto. Not everything can always go up. We had a great run on AI. Is AI over? No, absolutely not. But profits are going to be taken from there, and they went into a little bit of DeFi, right? Maybe DePIN as well. I haven't had a chance to look in, or gaming, as we've been seeing as well with some of the coins that we've been talking about and loving.
What's a DePIN?
Internet of Things, basically. It's an acronym, decentralized. Sorry.
I'll Google it. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's the
I've not heard it yet, so yeah. I'll take a look.
Internet of Things. We've talked about it a bit, but it's where the physical world meets the Web3 world. For example, Filecoin is a DePIN coin, right? Because it needs in-world physical storage to make those things happen, right? So that's what that's based on with the IPFS storage. And I think that'll be another big sector. I still think AI and gaming and Gamblify will be the biggest, like I've been saying for a long time, but DePIN is up there as well, but it's kind of intermixed with all of them. And Layer 2s, but that's another story. Ethereum, I mean, we draw the squiggles early and then it just follows them. Wouldn't it be nice if that was always true, but it really seems to be that way with Ethereum over the last 36 shows. It's been great. It has been absolutely great to watch Ethereum do what it's supposed to do. Here, same thing. I mean, we could pull this off and just say we want to consolidate in this area. Healthy retracements and up. So now we are looking for this kind of motion with Ethereum. And it'll probably stop at this line because that's our weekly support. It'll probably wick up to here and pull back and hold that 35, which is that psychological thing. Now, can this happen tomorrow with an influx of money? Absolutely. This could happen overnight in their sleep. We've been saying Ethereum is waiting for its day. It's been doing well. It's been steady rising. It hasn't had its day. But we are getting close to all-time high territory. Like, that's the other thing to remember. Like, we're not far off some tokens all-time highs, and we don't have a lot of retail adoption yet. As I've been on the road for this last little bit, I've stopped in at different pubs and restaurants and things, and I'll just make conversation with people. And I've asked, hey, are you in investments? Do you invest? Are you in crypto? What do you know about crypto? I'll try to sell them on it. Just curious if they're in or not. Get their opinion. And it's amazing how much retail is still kind of like, yeah, I was kind of fad, like we heard it did well. And then there was a lot of pullback and scams. And that's kind of the general malaise of it. Right? Remember, retail's always last. We have some of the biggest corporations in the world investing into this infrastructure. If you're in the red pill of this infrastructure, you already know how important it is and how it is the next financial evolution. But a lot of people still don't see that. They still think that is voodoo or crazy or scam. So if you feel like you're on the sidelines and you've missed out, yeah, you've missed some great pumps lately. Absolutely. We've been posting about them. I mean, man, from our first hunt, you're up hundreds of % on some of those. But we ain't seen nothing. You haven't missed anything. But don't stand on the sidelines forever. And understand retracements, pullbacks, and FOMO. Don't buy green days. Everything will have a pullback. Wait. I'm dying right now. Everything in me wants to make sheet moves. Kate can tell you this. One of the things I'm freaking out about when I'm on the road is I'm seeing a whole bunch of stuff that I don't get to actively be trading. I'm just in my slow trades at the moment. I'd much rather be fast trading right now.
We had a full conversation this morning, and I was telling you all, it's like, oh, this is up, but this has still got legs. And every time you're like, duh, tell me more.
Some great swing opportunities. This one's for NDO. We're going to try and keep it quick. And this is also going to become more of the structure of the show where we'll go over our calls. We're not going to go over all the time now either. Like, if you've watched our show for a while and you've seen all of our regular calls, because I'm a fan of Filecoin, we tell you about the pullbacks. Buy the red days if you've missed it. We're still, all those trades are still on par to be exactly where we're looking for, which those ones for the short term, few week trades, we were looking for some 50% returns. All of them are doing well. NDO asked about EGLD. This is an old token. I can never remember the original name of it. We quickly looked at it before, and I still can't remember. It's a verse coin, but it's old and it's had quite a history. And when we talk about market cap, and we'll get to its all-time high, I have no idea. But it makes sense that we're going to start to contest some of these previous areas, especially if this has a great use case. I don't remember the use case. I'll be 100% transparent. But if a project's been building since the last 4 years, probably has a good use case. And we may have something here, because on the daily, we definitely have some capitulation, compression up, and then now some compression again. And this might not look like a lot to people, but just from its recent low to now, that's 165%. Those are massive numbers. So this may be an absolute hella find. So let's dig into it. Let's have some fun. Let's look at price action, and then we'll see what the indicators are saying. I always like to go quick and simple. Let's find where we've been consolidating. My bad. We're on the daily. Let's jump out on the weekly. We're always going to find more of our strength on the weekly. And we can see we are right now fighting this weekly consolidation box. Absolutely. Oh, delay. You can see support and resistance there. Support and resistance there. This is our most extremity right in here, but it also held over here. Dipped in these areas with wicks in the past. So this is definitely a high contention area to hold. So to break. And we can say we can always build consolidations within consolidations. We're in this part of, we're trying to break above here and then get to above here. And then this is where it gets interesting, because there's not a lot of gaps here in these support resistance zones. I'm not going to put too many in, but if you take one of, and I mean, Theta, I think just did this. I heard from somebody, might have even been Supreme in our Discord, where it just hit a candle, where it was doing, you see all these stops, and it just decided to go up here to this level. You know, and that's the crazy thing about this shit, is that's entirely possible. It doesn't have to ladder up and down sometimes. Sometimes it just rockets right to it. And you're like, thanks, I'll be happy and take that.
So these are some things you can consider then when you're creating all these consolidation boxes, and then in those midpoints when it's just blowing right through, like here, kind of all the way across in this one area between those two weeklies, it blows right through. So is that something that then you consider to maybe add to your confluence?
Absolutely. Right. This is on the weekly. With so much happening on the daily right now, though, I would be more focused on like fast movement on the daily. Like on the weekly here, we're absolutely on a retest on this downtrend. And that's the highest of high, not the most localized. So
Remember dial-up internet?
do I used to
Does
argue.
it feel like it's having it? You're having it right now?
A little bit. I mean, it's not as bad as when we're traveling. We had the 1.5 Mbps. That was fun.
That was a good time.
Anything under 300, I freak out. People are like 300. Okay. So that was our weekly. On the daily, we can see we're absolutely in this rectangle within that. And we're trying to get above this, oh, wow, $60.26-ish. We're trying to get back up into here. What is this in terms of percentage? Juicy is what it is. Because this kind of stuff, as you can see, can happen in one candle. And sometimes when it pops, it just decides to break 2 or 3 of these at once. So on the daily now, let's do a parallel channel. We have lots of touches. Again, quick, dirty. Huh. It's really fighting to get right back to here. It is almost, again, I called it before, the inverse Bart Simpson, where it looks like his head and his hair, and then it goes right back up quickly. It's a meme formation that actually happens quite a bit. Wouldn't be surprised if it happened here. What's Confluence saying? Oof. Ugly. Mm. It's saying on the smaller time frame, we are coming down. We may get into some better buy options in this price. We're at the top of this micro bull. Now, we also know money being injected can quickly change that stance, and this can just start to spread and it rockets. And it's like we said on a couple of our last ones that we were looking at on some of the random picks where we gave 3 different entries to put your limit buys. You know, best case scenario, if it just consolidates in here, you're probably looking in this area. If it holds this area, which would make sense because of the daily retest area, it would make sense that this is good entry. Not a bad limit buy area. Might make sense that you might get something down in this area on the next micro bear. This is where the bull market sometimes you wait for these. Oh, it looks like it might come back down to this area of support resistance as well. This is where if you're waiting, and I think we had a prime example of this on the show the other day. If you're waiting for this entry here, it might never come because the money just gets infused and everything takes off. So sometimes strategy is having different limit entries in place at these consolidation zones. But we definitely look like in other cases that we are ready to take off up to this area. I mean, just from current price to resistance here, it's 26%. If it popped down a bit, would you be worried if you'd still got up to here a few percent? If you're playing the long term. That's where sometimes the long-term game, you don't worry about these little ones because we can see this height of this line. This angle means the price is super low right now to what it used to be. but we want to go look at, does it make sense the market cap would break to those high prices again for where the market cap is today? If not, then we're looking for these smaller gains in the shorter periods being a few months. So I hope NDO, that kind of helps with what we've been looking at. And as always, this dictates everything. And we want to make sure we're constantly watching the money flow in these times, and that these fast trades are the smaller part. You are not going to out trade the bull market. If you're in good positions and good tokens at a good time and you're just sitting, hold, set, and forget, you're laughing. I haven't been able to get that master list because of travel and funerals and family and friends and those kind of things. But if you've been watching the show, you should be able to figure some of them out. Stacks, Link, Matic, Gala, Mavia, Filecoin, Kusama, the ones we've been showcasing are typically ones I would say is a good ones to hold, but it's also been great lessons to learn on them as we go through this whole journey, which has been great. I've been able to quickly read some of them in the Discord. It's great to see you guys having success. Really do like to see it. Other than that, I got to call it a night, guys. I've literally either been behind the wheel or in transit for a few days straight. So that's
And
my energy.
even if, because I know we don't always get to a ton of coins on here thoroughly, and so the moderators are really, really great about getting back to you. Supreme has been on fire on that and just responding. He's been so great. He even got back to me about a couple things I noticed. So yeah, throw it on in there. And even if we don't get to do it here, Pope will pop on and do some things. He likes to do that in his downtime.
Amir and Ryan, same. I mean, Ryan is our microcap king. Amir's been great for putting lots of TA on our market flow, some alts. He's been banging it lately too, to throw out more props to the team for sure. Couldn't do it without them. I know I get the spotlight a lot of the time, and I'm not a big fan of it. So I do appreciate that.
You get it's the ape, it's the lasers. That's what does it, I think.
Every now and then, right? Every now and then. Logan, yes, brother. Glad to see you here. It's nice to see. It has been, because I've been on the road and just been able to hold, for me, 22 days to go. Oh,
we're switched here. No, I'll take the 22. Let's switch it back.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But you've been doing well, and you've been showing me the entries you've been finding. I'm excited to go over some stuff for the weekend. I'm really excited to dig in to the hunt coming up this weekend as well. I'll be definitely doing another hunt this weekend and looking for some great entries on some projects that haven't pumped yet. And again, everybody, thank you for your time. That's going to be it for me. Crypto Katie, do you have anything?
Oh gosh, thanks everybody for coming. My internet is super laggy and I apologize. Hopefully my audio is okay. I'm glad you guys were here. Throw the questions in the Discord. I will even try to answer some. I may not know anything, but I'll give it a go. Yeah.
You know more than you think.
More than I think. Killing it.